Hey everyone. I am gonna do number 9 today. Now, I just finished number 8. Like whatever just means to you, that's how recently number 8 was done, like moments ago or whatever. But I did a series of 5 journals on world building and my thoughts on it, my reflections on it. And I have one left, number 9. And like the way I make coffee is I did this as a kid with cereal, where if there was like half a bowl left, I guess this is probably how people drink alcohol. But if there's just a little bit left, like, you know what, just give me a bigger dose. And so on days where there's just like half a serving left of coffee, it's really strong the day before it should have expired. And so that's what I'm going to do here. I'm just going to record 2. I don't know. It doesn't matter when I post them. So this is number 9, last one on world building. Saturday, November 6th, 2021, pairing maps and plots. Hi, everyone. One final thought on world building, and then I'll move on. Probably. But before probably moving on, let's make up a made-up map. We'll call it Kenningland. This. On a solitary landmass, there are 2 well-populated destinations. In the far south, there's Death Sun Valley, poetic vernacular for really, really hot place. Standing in the far north is Storm World City. As its name suggests, it is permanently braced against a planet-bludgeoning tempest. Between these 2 barely inhabitable regions lies a long stretch of land with a temperate and nourishing climate, no furious storms, no punishing heat, clement seasonal variation, ideal for all of the people who don't live there, because it's also ideal for the plants. It's the only place where nature's greens can grow, and so a verdant metropolis has developed, a bustling marketplace where every variety of pollen is passed from plant to plant. Here, each spring sprouts a new generation of hybrids, countless generations removed from what originally grew. Eventually, inevitably, an aberrant floret bloomed, and puffs of its miasmic pollen poisoned the air. A single breath induced blightmares in its breather, dreams so terrible they infected the dreamer's waking state with suffering. Everyone clear-minded enough to flee quickly fled. Some went north, others went south. When they reached their respective ends of the continent, they built their cities and never interacted again. They couldn't cross by land without darkening their minds, and they couldn't cross by ship without drowning in the storm world sea. Until today, that is. After 1,000 years of segregation, the valley dwellers invented air travel, or hazmat suits, or after 500 years of tunnel boring, they finally arrived, or something like that. Some way of reuniting. That, at least to me, is a fertile map capable of growing complicated stories. 2 distinctive cities separated by a forbidding DMZ. For me, simple soil is the best fertilizer. I've always considered fantasy worlds to be a composition of a kind, constrained by the same rules as any song. Every form of music has a complexity ceiling. If you want the vocal melody to move in intricate ways, you need rather simple instrumentation beneath its feet. Otherwise, it just sounds like chaotic clutter. It's hard to hold on to any phrase in the cacophony. But if the accompanying music is simple, the voice can dance all over the landscape, performing pliés and pirouettes without slipping or losing its beat. Those are the compositions I connect with, where every note empowers the rest like stones in an arch. I tap my foot and feel a part of it. Likewise, when a book perfectly pairs its map and plot, I can't help but tap my soul to its rhythm. A real part of me goes adventuring alongside the protagonists, bound to them by a sentiment more intimate than empathy. Okay, let's leave Kenningland and return to Gaia, where my plots take place. In my last journal, I mentioned that the land masses are shaped as they are for a reason. This is part of that reason. Mundus didn't replicate the precise curves of every coastline. How could he? He's a person without access to aerial photography. What he drew was a simplified version, which he carefully groomed for complicated storytelling. Or at least he tried. I don't expect everyone to connect with my pairing of map and plot, but I do hope some of the pirouettes have firm enough footing to stick their landings. And that concludes my thought of the morning. Inner peace in everyone's direction. Okay, so that's it for world building. We're moving on from here. Inner peace at you. As much as you can handle of inner peace. Okay, bye, everyone.